Hello everyone, welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So it is then of course the season finale for my career mode, and well, somehow I'm in title contention, so hopefully this should be a really good race and possibility of winning the title my first season in my manor. And well, to celebrate that, I've got my old friend alongside me here, Justin. Say hi, Justin.
Hello everyone.
Oh wow, he's even stolen my intro. Look at that, that was beautiful. And Justin will be helping me out with some of the quali, and he'll be taking lead of the race commentary, but I will do my usual intro for now. Let's have a little look at the track now then. It's a track that I've always enjoyed. It's been one of my favourites, somewhat surprisingly. It's not many people's favourites, but it is one of mine. I think it's because of the very long straights with the big braking zones. It does tend to suit my style. Now, first of all, let's jump in. Let's have a look at the driver standings then. So just 3 points back from Kimi Räikkönen in a manor in my very first season. Somehow. I honestly, I can't believe it myself. So, yeah, we have got a great chance. And I mentioned it in my last video. All we need to do is get a podium and be ahead of Räikkönen. That's all. We can finish third here and still get a podium. And still win the title, rather. But, of course, I'm still in a manor. Let's not forget. So that's certainly easier said than done. But it is a track I enjoy. So hopefully we will get a good race here.
And it's not like Abu Dhabi, there's a good chance of rain or anything.
Exactly, yes. So there's no real chance of me, that's what I've done in the past, is get some nice raining quality and put me right up the grid. There's pretty much no chance of that in the desert at Abu Dhabi, unfortunately. But so here we go, and this is the car performance. Look on the right-hand side, they've now got the 4th best, oh no, sorry, this was before, this was the last race, so that my drag update there has been applied. So I have now got the 3rd best car, quicker than a Mercedes, but behind the Red Bull and the Ferrari. So Justin, do you want to take over for this quali lap?
Yeah, so this is, no time set so far, so this is the first lap in qualifying, of course, on the Ultra Softs into the braking zone of turn 1, 4th gear for that one, carrying a lot more speed than I would have, certainly. Now the exciting part of the circuit, turns 2 and 3, high speed. I don't know if you were full throttle through that one, but I would imagine at least close to it, into the braking zone for turn number 5, around 100 meters through that kind of Mickey Mouse chicane. All going pretty well so far. Again, no marker to compare it to, so we don't really know how we're doing. Ooh, yeah, lots of wheel spin at the exit of that hairpin, though. That's certainly going to cause you to lose some time. DRS activation now. Wing is open for the very long run down towards the turn 8-9 kind of chicane, and not quite a chicane anyway. Braking just before the 100-meter board. All looking pretty good, aside from that oversteer moment coming out of the hairpin. Nicely navigating through that chicane onto the power pretty decently as well. DRS activation again. Wing open once again on the rundown towards turn 11. And this is, of course, where the circuit gets a little bit more technical, a little bit slower speed as well, which should probably suit Alex. You would expect, taking lots of inside curb there for 11 and 12, and also for 14 there as well. Not running too wide either. Don't want to go off of the circuit there. High-speed corner, of course, and then turning and braking all at the same time for this one. Down into 2nd gear and into the area underneath the hotel. And it's looking pretty good so far. Like I said, no major mistakes aside from that wheel spin moment. Could have carried, I think, a little bit more speed, run a little bit wider there out of turn 19, that was. Final couple of corners now, and going to have to respect the track limits, unlike the real F1 drivers. Yeah, don't even go on the exit curb, staying to the left-hand side. And it's a 38.8, just under a 38.9 for that opening lap.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know about you guys. I quite enjoyed that. Someone else commented on my quali lap once. This has been all me this season, so that was good. So you see on the top left, that's actually giving me P2, that opening lap. I only managed 2 laps in this quali. My middle lap, I didn't manage to improve. So I'm already in P2 from that opening lap. So a really strong start. I did not expect to be that quick in the dry. But we're going to go for it now on this final lap and just see if we can do anything about Verstappen. And I know we are pretty close to Ricciardo, I believe, at the minute in terms of timing. So if he improves just a little bit, we might be behind him. So we need to try and push hard now. This is the last chance. It's the last lap of my season. Just we need to push hard and see what I can do. So see on the top right there, was up green, just about green on the exit as well. So it's pretty close to my previous lap, but slightly up at the minute, just about 300ths up. And we'll certainly take that DRS wide open now. Coming into the very, very big braking zone, and it's a really tricky one to not lock your tyres coming into this one. Braking just about, again, pretty much similar to the last lap. As you get to the 100-meter board there, right into 1st gear, hit the curb a lot harder this time. They're much tighter line, but that did compromise me a little bit because the car was actually in the air at one point there, hit the curb so hard. Slightly better exit though, did I? No, actually about the same exit. Looking at the top right there, we're actually 800ths down now, so we're going to need to really push hard in this final sector if we're going to improve on this lap. We're 38.8, again also down to 2nd gear. That was a better braking zone there, managed to get it slowed down a little bit better. All over the curbs once again, just trying to carry as much speed as I can again. I can see at the top of my hand, the top right there, we're still red. We're still down on previous laps. We're just really trying to push it now. We've gained about half a tenth. We're just 300ths down on our previous now. Can we make the rest of that up? Coming to this very tight section at the end of this lap. We've gone a little bit deep there. It's going to compromise us, which it has indeed, and lost a bit more time, unfortunately. So now I know the pressure's on, and there's about 3 or 4 corners left to go, and I'm just going to absolutely go for it. Gone to green already then, and there was that little bit of space that Justin talked about there. Managed to take a little bit more speed through there, which is enabling to get a bit more time. Really pushing for the last couple of corners. Now go right to the edge of the track. We're a 10th lap coming to the final turn. Nail the inside turn. Trying to get good exit as well. Lots of oversteer there. Wow, complete opposite lot. And just a very, very small improvement in the end there. We could have improved by another 10th or so. But I've just absolutely gone for it on the final corner and just planted my foot and got complete opposite lock at the final turn. Somehow managing to improve. And that does give us P2 on the grid then. 3.5 tenths back from Verstappen, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway in the end. And Pascal Verlaine actually all the way up in P8, so fair play to him, although nearly a second down on me, but pretty solid quality there, Justin. What did you think?
Yeah, that was fantastic. Like you said, though, even if you had improved, I don't think you were going to beat that 38.5 from Max. He ended up going better as well, like you said. So in the end, 3.5 tenths down. But yeah, I think you had another 1/10.5 or so in your pocket there. So looking pretty good for the 1-lap pace. We'll have to see how that translates in the race. Looks like you're going to be, I assume you're going to be going for this one that's highlighted. I should probably mention to the viewers, this is completely blind. I have absolutely no idea what happens in this video, but it looks like you're going to be going onto the, from the Ultra Softs onto the Super Softs, so just a 1-stop. Unsurprising for 25% distance.
That's right, yeah. So on the grid now, Justin, do you want to take over again straight away?
Yep, here we go. So the lights are coming on now. Final race of the season. It looks like a pretty good start. Not so good for Verstappen on the right-hand side, closing up on him. We've just about gotten alongside of him up the inside at turn number 1, taking the early lead of this race. I don't know where Raikkonen is in all of this, but he is definitely outside of the top 3, no doubt about that, carrying a good amount of speed through turns 2 and 3, down into the heavy braking zone of turn number 5 now. And already with about a 6.5 tenth gap to Max Verstappen as we cross into sector number 2 now. Unsurprisingly, purple in sector 1. And yeah, oh my gosh, wow, Max is a lot closer than it indicated at the split time. All over the back of you. Ricciardo not too far behind, but Ricciardo not getting the use of the slipstream there. Not tucking in behind his teammates, so that's an interesting choice. So Verstappen still pretty close behind, but Ricciardo possibly losing out a little bit on that straight as a result of missing out on that slipstream. But it looks like a good opening lap, or first half of an opening lap so far. Staying to the left-hand side, I assume, to try and break the slipstream a little bit. It looked like you went a little aggressively to the left-hand side, slightly more aggressively than you might have done. But oh wow, Nazar's out of the race. Could that possibly trigger a safety car?
Nothing. Yeah, I think it's just a yellow for now. I think we might be okay with that. And just want to mention on Raikkonen, you brought him up there. Completely forgot to mention him. My main championship rival. Completely forgot to mention him. He was actually, I believe, he was P11 in quali. For some reason, really poor quali. And I can actually say that I restarted quali 3 times. Every single time he was outside the top 10.
Wow.
I don't know what was happening. I tried my hardest to make him have some sort of half decent quali, but for some reason he just would not qualify well. So I've had to roll with it with him in P11, unfortunately. But race is certainly not over. Like I said, I still need to get a podium, and of course Raikkonen still might come through yet. I don't know what he's doing strategy-wise either.
The Iceman is melting in the desert sun. Clearly, that's what is happening here. So yeah, that's the end of the opening lap. No DRS just yet. Verstappen, though, still sticking to the back of you like glue, even through these high-speed corners. I swear he's actually gaining on you through high-speed corners. The Red Bull doesn't care about dirty air whatsoever. Somehow you've managed to go purple, but I think you were immediately displaced by Max Verstappen, who I think just claimed that purple sector 1 off of you. But yeah, with Kimi way down in 11th, that is certainly going to be beneficial. I do see a Ferrari in the background there behind one of the Williams cars, so in the top 10 for sure. I see your teammate as well. Looks like there's a bit of a gap forming ahead of him, but again, no DRS just yet, so it doesn't look like we're going to see loads of position changing into that chicane. Oh, and through that chicane, very nicely done. Oh, there's the carbon fiber from Felipe Nasr. Never did trigger the safety car. They were able to clear that out pretty easily. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good so far, especially with that gap growing to Max Verstappen. So skipping ahead to the end of lap 3, DRS very much activated now. It looks like Ricciardo has dove into the pits for his presumably one and only stop. That's fairly early, lap 3. So one would assume that he is going to be doing an 11-lap stint, possibly on the soft tires rather than the super softs. I don't know about that, but Raikkonen now up into P3.
Yeah, I know, amazing. He started P11 and the AI aren't normally the best at overtaking each other, but all the way up into P3 already. Really amazing stuff there. And now I've really got to push now. This is my in lap. I'm going to pit on lap 4, but Ricciardo came in and he was very, very close behind Max Verstappen. Ricciardo's got the fastest car, so no matter what tyre he goes on, unless he gets held up in some traffic, I might be in some trouble here. So I really need to eke everything I can out this lap. But it's looking like Max Verstappen is very close to me. But look at that. With slipstream and DRS, he's losing pace in a straight line. And, well, you mentioned the first sector there. Red Bull is mighty in the first sector. Really good downforce and really stable. But just straight line speed is still lacking. They've had a few updates this season, but straight line speed, my car is still quite a bit faster than them, which has certainly helped me so far in this race. But, of course, for now, Verstappen, Red Bull, in a slow Red Bull, rather. But we don't know if he's going to be in P2 for much longer.
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't able to get by there into that chicane, I have to question if he's ever going to be able to get by unless you make some sort of mistake or something. Heavy on the curve there, bit of oversteer, but managed it very nicely. Confirming that you're coming into the pits now for that set of super soft tires for the one and only stop. Just over 10 laps remaining in this race, and again, just need to stay ahead of Raikkonen mainly. Still in the lead of the race though, in a manner pretty fantastic. I have publicly discussed my jealousy of your driving ability during this career season. It's amazing to me that you're even in this position. Into the pits very nicely, getting it all slowed down just about. How much? Oh, Raikkonen staying out. Kimi decides that he's going to stay out for another lap. I can't imagine that's going to be beneficial for him. But yeah, you really attacked that pit entrance. Did you practice that a lot, or was that just luck, or?
I do tend to practice it a few times, yeah, but I think that was still, it was definitely some skill there, but it was a bit of luck because it was a bit tighter than I'd like, so I just about got away with it, and it's looking like just about managed to come out ahead of Verstappen as well. We've got some traffic on the pit exit here. You know, we'll be behind all those cars. Who's behind us here? We're just going to try and cut across here. Didn't cross the pit exit line, and it's Kvyat actually, so I don't know where Ricciardo is. I think he might have got caught up with some traffic. And also now got a car between us and Verstappen, so now we really need to push, try and get fastest cars as fast as we possibly can, and then just to put some distance between us. And don't forget, we still got Raikkonen in P1. We're in traffic. We're going to be slow. Raikkonen is still out than P1. You said it's slower to stay out, but not if you don't have any traffic. So if we get held up too much, Raikkonen might be ahead of us and into P1 from P11.
Yep, gaining massively here on Button, so it looks like you're going to at least displace one of these, and then into the braking zone, you're going to get two more cars, Sainz and Magnussen, falling by the wayside. Getting behind Gutierrez now into the second DRS zone, and you do pick up DRS off of Gutierrez as well. This is very far back, though. I don't see, and unless you're going 300 miles an hour, I don't see any way that you're going to close that down. No, and it looks like you're going to have to stay behind the Mexican for right now. Into Sector 3 as well, and as you were saying, you know, with Kimi staying out, we can actually see him now. He's making his way through the third to last corner, approaching the penultimate corner now, and still running behind Gutierrez, and not picking up too much dirty air through there. I think that's a flat-out corner, but yeah, not hanging around anymore, going side-by-side with Esteban, once again side-by-side through there, but no, with the inside line, easily able to get him a bit heavy onto the curbs there, which produced a bit of a wobble, and it does look like Kimi is into the pits. There's two more cars as well that followed him into the pits, and then another one as well, two cars staying out. So yeah, it looks like Kimi is going to be coming out behind you. Yes, he is. In fact, you've already gotten past him. So in spite of that traffic, I do think you've actually built the gap to Kimi.
Yeah, just about. I think, like you said, with the tyre wear there, I think he just did struggle slightly on his in-lap. And it was absolutely vital to get past those cars. That's why I was so aggressive, because I knew that Kimi was staying out, and I knew that he was my main championship rival, so I had to do absolutely everything I can. And overtaking, like you said, 3 cars into one braking zone, which I didn't expect to be able to do. But by the time I hit the brakes, I realised that the ran out of brake quite early. And then of course, that somewhat unconventional overtake on was it
Gutierrez?
Who was it? Gutierrez, that was the one. And yeah, just every single tenth, just really pushing so hard, because I know that this race all comes down to this one final race, see if I can win the title my very first season. And got some traffic coming up now, but I don't think we're going to get past them to the next straight, unfortunately. But yeah, now just pushing. We've got Bottas behind us. I don't think he's pitted yet, actually, on Ultra Softs. We stand out quite a long time. But traffic between us and our main rivals. So we're just pushing hard now, trying to get some sort of gap. And then we're going to hope, with everything that we've got enough pace to keep that gap. And then we can just take this title nice and comfortably and a win. But I think it's going to be easier said than done.
Yeah, Rosberg out of the race, so that's a unfortunate one for him. But yep, he's not really involved in that championship, so we don't need to worry too much about him. I did also notice that the car behind Bottas, the car that was behind you at the beginning of this lap, is also Sainz on a set of Super Softs. I assume he started the race on those Super Softs, so he's actually going to be a fantastic little buffer between yourself and Raikkonen as well. His tires are going to be a little bit quicker than Palmer and Grosjean up ahead, who are on the Ultra Softs, and Bottas, who's behind on the Ultra Softs, although I say that, Bottas did overtake Sainz just a little bit ago, but still, Sainz's tires are going to be in pretty good nick after six laps of racing, especially considering he started outside the top 10, so they would have been brand new. So, yeah, he's going to be a nice little buffer, I think. But yeah, we're skipping to lap 10 now, and I think we're going to be with the race from here on out. So Raikkonen is the car behind, though, in all of that, and he's just 1.1 away.
I know. I honestly couldn't believe it. I thought, oh, P11, this will be a boring final video. Raikkonen will be wailed on the field. And then you can imagine my surprise when I came into the pits and he was in P1. And then, yeah, at this point in the race thinking, how is it Raikkonen that's time to be down? How has that happened? He's got the second fastest car. He started at P11. This wasn't supposed to be in the script. But here it is, just 8 tenths back now. So he is going to get some DRS on me. And I think this could be somewhat of a sweaty end to this race and end to this season here.
Yep, without question. I mean, I think you're going to be sweating at the end of this straight. Never mind at the end of the race here. Crossing the DRS line now, Raikkonen almost certainly picking up the DRS. Yeah, he's sticking with you pretty good. Not making huge inroads, though, into the braking zone for the kind of a chicane area now. Nicely through there, not taking too much curb. Seems you learned a bit of a lesson in qualifying with that one. Onto the second part, the second DRS zone. Again, it does seem that you stay a little bit more to the left-hand side coming out of that chicane compared to the AI.
Yeah, that's just more my line, to be honest. It's just, in my mind, it's the shorter run to the next corner, which is why I take that. Because I think the AI probably still gets some slipstream from me on there. But yeah, it's just more about foreshortening the track as much as I possibly can, really, that line.
Tires looking okay. There's just over 3 laps remaining. The worst is the rear right at 57%. I don't know how much testing you did, but I mean, do you know when about the fall off point for these tires would be? Are you worried about your tires at this stage in the race?
That's why I'm looking at them. I am absolutely worried at this point because we have still got 3 laps left to go and they're already over 50%. I don't tend to do much practice, but generally the cutter point does tend to be just over 50%. And it looks like Raikkonen's going to have a look around outside then, out of absolutely nowhere. Did not expect it to be that close, but luckily at the inside lane, a bit of contact there, but it shouldn't, no, it's not caused any damage to either car, fortunately. But wow, that just shows you we've got to be on our toes with Raikkonen. That's not even a DRS zone, and he still wants to get alongside us there. So we really, really have got to be mindful. And I was barely even looking for him. I exited the final corner, just was looking at my tyre wear, and then glanced behind me, and then Raikkonen's all over my gearbox. So wow. I think we're going to certainly have a race on our hands to try and stay ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. And it'd be okay if that was Verstappen, because I could let him through and I'd still win the title. But I cannot let Raikkonen through. If I let Raikkonen through, that's it. Season over. And our P2 in the championship will be mine. So I absolutely have to finish ahead of Raikkonen in this race.
And the real kick here, as Raikkonen again with the DRS, I don't think he's going to get alongside here. So I'm going to mention this real quick. The really unfortunate thing, the car behind Raikkonen is Verstappen. And we've seen just how poor that Red Bull is in a straight line. He couldn't overtake you effectively or easily, even without you getting the DRS in your manner. Now Verstappen is stuck behind a Ferrari that is picking up slipstream and DRS. So I just don't see any way that Max Verstappen is going to be able to displace Kimi Raikkonen and create a little bit of a gap between the two of you. I just don't see that happening. It seems very unlikely that Kimi's going to make some sort of mistake or something. So, yeah, I think it's really just down to you two guys. I don't think you can count on Max Verstappen's help as much as he would probably like to.
Yeah, exactly, and it just reminded me there. There's quite a lot like the real season finale, isn't it? I'm Hamilton, but Raikkonen's my rival, but he's not in the same car as me, and then the car behind us can't seem to get anywhere near. It's quite similar to that, and I'm not purposely going slow like Hamilton was, but I am just purely because of a car deficit. And up into Rich this time onto the first straight, just been a bit more mindful up there and just a bit more awake now this time because I honestly did not think you'd better get alongside me and. Just go back to the tyre wear now. We're now over 65%, so it is going to be a bit nip and tuck towards the end. And I was just mentioning before Raikkonen rudely interrupted the commentary by battling me. The drop-off point does tend to be just over 50%, I find, in terms of pace drop-off. But I tend to find you can get a puncture 80% or above. So that's really what I'm scared about now. I'm not too scared of anything else because I know that the guys behind me have got similar tyre wear. I am scared of a puncture. If I get over 80%, there is a real risk of getting a puncture, and what a cruel way that would be to end my season.
So here we go. Kimmy with the wing open now. Moving to the left-hand side, going to be very defensive into turn number 8. Kimmy's going to be forced to go the long way around, which if he can do it, he does outbreak you a little bit. If he can do it, no, but you go very deep. He tries the switchback. That is very surprising. The double switchback. He gives it a shot. Here comes Verstappen now, side by side with Raikkonen. Unbelievable. Here's a replay of it. We can see it from Kimmy's point of view. Again, with Alex defending the inside line. Kimmy outbreaks you, but then just running that little bit deep, and Kimmy really not sure what to do. Okay, that was actually Max's proximity arrow, I think, that I saw switching over there. Light contact between those two guys, which I think killed a little bit of their momentum coming onto the straight. I don't know what the DRS situation is on the cars behind. It does look like Verstappen is very, very close to Kimmy, though, but it looks like into the braking zone, Kimmy is going to hold on to that position for now. But we've just got 4 sectors remaining, basically, in this race. Tire wear now up to 71% on that rear right. I think we are going to be very, very close to that magic 80% number that you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that's why I've got the tyre in the bottom right now, because I'm just so mindful of that. And it means that I've got to drive even slower, because just try and minimize wheel spin as much as I possibly can in this section when they can't realistically overtake me. But then, of course, in the straights, when they can overtake me, I need to be getting on the power as much as possible, despite having such high tyre wear. So it's really tricky. And yeah, just running Raikkonen right out road, I just could not take any risks. And I was the lead car on the inside, so just decided to take that prerogative and running right out and straight to Rich there. We've got half a lap spare of fuel, so I think we can probably go Rich near enough to the end, so we don't need to worry about fuel. So that's one element to take out of it. So still 72% on the right rear, so not too bad. 74 all of a sudden. So wow. What a high pressure into this race here.
Yeah, that turn 2 really punishing those right-hand tires, that very high-speed left-hander into the braking zone for turn 5. Kimmy not far behind, less than 2/10 it was at the split, less than a 1/10.5 even. Taking that very, very late apex, trying to get onto the power as best you can. It does look like there's another Ferrari. Yes, Sebastian Vettel has joined the party as well. Into the DRS zone we go. Kimmy's got the wing open. Verstappen's got the wing open. Seb's got the wing open. Everybody's got DRS except for Alex. Into the braking zone we go. Again, it looks like a carbon copy of what happened on the previous lap. And again, Max Verstappen's coming at him, but I think he's going to get him around the outside. Yeah, it looks like Verstappen has done it unbelievably. And like I said, just a carbon copy of what was done the lap before.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't feel the need to get quite as deep, so I just decided to defend that bit and break a bit later. And you see there, just Verstappen doing a similar sort of thing, but just able to get on the outside there. Now Verstappen's going to be attacking us.
So are you going to... okay, it's time to find out what's going to happen here, because we just need to be ahead of Raikkonen in order to win the championship. We don't actually have to win the race. Locking up, though, into the braking zone for turn 11 is going to cause Alex to run extremely deep, nearly losing a position to Max Verstappen, but it does look like we're going to hold on to that right now. Seeing a replay from Kimmy's point of view. Oh, he was really having to think about it. He does move up ahead of Verstappen, though. I think there's been more overtaking in this final lap than there has been in the entire race so far. Certainly, at least at the front of the pack. Still holding on to that position ever so slightly. Kimmy just lurking in the background. Very, very difficult to overtake in Sector 3. So really, at this point, I have to imagine, especially with 78% on the rear right there, Alex just trying to keep it on the circuit, keep it out of those barriers, because, of course, there are barriers very close by in Sector 3. Nice big runoff area for the penultimate corner. Into the final corner we go now, finding the apex very nicely, not running too wide, out onto the curbing, and it's across the line for the championship win, the race win. Huge congratulations. Holy cow. And now Kimmy finally got by.
Oh, I tell you what an end to that season, what an end to that race. We see a few celebrations now, and that was so close. I bet on that replay there that Raikkonen thought all his birthdays and Christmases come at once. We both run deep, and he probably thought, oh my god, I'm going to win the title. And then luckily he was on the outside, so just decided to back out of there, and that was so close. And I was debating in my head whether I should go for this. Like you said, I could have let Verstappen through, but I thought this is the last overtaking chance. I want to win the race and the title. I don't want to have one or the other, but I think if I knew it was going to risk it that much, I probably wouldn't have gone for it. But yeah, really close stuff, but just about managed to do it and taking yet another win this season. And honestly, I've said it multiple times this season, but I expected maybe 1 or 2 wins at the end of the season when I've got a competitive package. I didn't expect to have half of the season was wins, I believe. It's something like that. I think I've won about, I think it's 8 or 9 times. I'm not 100%, probably should have checked. We will get the confirmation in just a minute. But really unbelievable first season in a manner. I honestly cannot believe it. And there's confirmation. Just a second covers the top 5, which was my teammate, by the way, Pascal Verline in P5. Just a second back from me. I tell you what, I didn't pick it up in the commentary, but that last sector of the race, I was absolutely crawling. It was full Hamilton mode. It really was. I was just going, please don't puncture now. Just now, please. They're not going to overtake me now. Just don't do it. I was honestly so worried about it. And there we go then, confirmation, P1 in the driver standings at the end of my very first season in a manner. Just by 4 points, pretty tight. And wow, I honestly can't believe it. What do you think of that, Justin?
I thought that was incredible. I mean, I thought it was incredible when you won the first race and the second race and the third race. I thought it was incredible all season long. I've been watching all season long. I've really enjoyed the series. And yeah, I mean, you did it was Vettel, right, in what was it, 2010, who wasn't leading the championship at any point really until right at the very end, and then he just snatched it away. I mean, not that it's undeserved, like you said, an incredible win streak in the second half of the season. I mean, very well earned, very well earned.
Yeah, I have to say, I think I did get a little bit lucky just purely because they would just seem to be taking points off each other. I mean, I had a couple DNFs to begin, and here we go. So this is the final screen then. So look at that. I mean, talk about a solid second half to the season. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 race wins and 2 more podiums on top of that. But look at the first half of the season. 15th, 7th, a couple of points. 10th, 1 point. 15th, 14th. Then there's random podium. That's because it's Monaco. Then back down to 21st, 4th. Then another 4th. Back down to 21st, 6th, 8th. Then suddenly first, second, first. Really, really amazing stuff. And I honestly, I never expected it. And I just cannot believe it. And I will certainly take that. And, well, I think all that's left for me to say is thank you very much, Justin. I've really enjoyed commentating with you, so it's always a good one. And hopefully all the subs have enjoyed it too. Have you enjoyed it?
Absolutely. I had a fantastic time. That was a hell of a race. Like I said, I've been watching all season long, so yeah, I was very excited to do the commentary for this, and I'm glad there was a happy ending. You know, I know you gave Kimmy the fighting chance as much as you could with his qualifying stuff, but he did end up giving us a show, and yeah, in the end though, you came out on top, and yeah, great stuff. I really enjoyed it.
I think he gave us more than the show. I think I need to change my pants after that race. It was ridiculous. So close. Unbelievable. But yes, thanks very much, Justin, for joining me in the commentary there. And I hope you've all enjoyed the season 2. And I thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.